Since I completely forgot to do one of these last month, I made sure to actually do one, before the end of the month, my monthly Blu-ray haul. So, yeah, let's just dive into the ton of stuff I got for this month. It's actually like a ridiculous amount of stuff I got this month. And some of these were just kind of like impulse buys just because I realized I didn't have them, so I might as well just buy them while I'm there. Like the Steelbook for Shaun of the Dead, the very wonderful Edgar Wright film. Always been a big fan of Edgar Wright. I don't know if, some of you, obviously not everybody who follows me, but I met Edgar Wright last year at AwesomeCon, which I'm going to tomorrow, actually. But, yeah, Shaun of the Dead's definitely one of my favorite Edgar Wright films. I don't know if it's my actual favorite. At least it was until Baby Driver. I'm not sure yet if that's, taking its place. And these next three, I might as well just show you all together just because they're all related to the same guy. And it's, Guillermo del Toro, which is, I got Devil's Backbone, and I also got Mimic. And of course, since it came out and I was a big fan of it this year, I had to get The Shape of Water, of course. Yeah, all three of them are pretty good films. None of them actually are probably my favorite Guillermo del Toro film just because I love Pan's Labyrinth so much, but Shape of Water, Devil's Backbone, both are really good. Not a big fan of Mimic. These next two are actually two other films that won Oscars at these last Oscars, and it's Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Another really great film. Sam Rockwell, Frances McDormand, both were really great in this film. Really enjoyed it when I went and seen it. And the other one, obviously, is the Steelbook for Coco. Another really good film. I love Pixar. It's kind of just like my entire childhood, even up to now when I'm 24. So any Pixar film is pretty good in my book. These next couple also were just ones I just decided to purchase while I was at Best Buy just because, as you can tell, I'm a huge collector of Steelbooks. And that is the Steelbook for Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. I didn't completely hate this film when I saw it. I thought it was okay. I haven't given it a second watch yet, but I'll probably end up watching it sometime again soon. It's on Amazon's streaming service now, too, if anybody wants to check that out that has Amazon. Yeah, it's not like a horrible film. I like Luc Besson, but, it wasn't like anything amazing either. And then after that, we got the set of Steelbooks for Tomb Raider, because you got the Lara Croft Tomb Raider Steelbook, and then you got the Cradle of Life as well. These are still, not the best films in the world. I still prefer the recent Tomb Raider film to these two films, but they're not, completely horrible. This one's better, obviously, but that's just how I feel about Tomb Raider. It was cool to just rewatch these, because I haven't rewatched them in, 15 years, something like that. So the next pickup after this is another Steelbook I felt like I needed just because I needed Steelbooks, and that is the Steelbook for Lady and the Tramp, the Disney classic. This was never one of my favorites as far as Disney films go, back, the older ones. But it was nice to revisit just because, I hadn't seen it in so long, just because I don't watch those that much. I think I've watched probably Peter Pan the most out of, the old Disney classics. But, yeah, I think Peter Pan might be the next one they're putting out in this signature collection or whatever, because I know they're putting them out more recently. But, yeah. So Lady and the Tramp is kind of cool. This one was another must-buy I had to have in my collection just because, it's such an interesting, hilarious film. And as a disaster artist, Tommy Wiseau's story, basically, starring James Franco. This film is, really actually not as ridiculous as you'd expect it to be. If you're a fan of The Room, you're going to love The Disaster Artist. Even if you're not a fan of The Room, you'll at least enjoy it for what it was. A24 doesn't really put out, horrible films, which reminds me, I'm probably going to actually start collecting every A24 film soon, just kind of as, a personal hobby kind of thing. Just like how I collect Steelbooks and all that, I'm probably going to end up just trying to collect all the A24 films. But yeah, Disaster Artist was, a blast. If you haven't seen it, definitely see it. I don't know why you haven't seen it. It's ridiculous. But, Tommy Wiseau is ridiculous, too. So that's what makes it entertaining. These next two are two other films I randomly decided to get while I was looking through, the local movie stores. And that is the Steelbook for The Incredible Hulk, the Edward Norton one. Because I'm trying to collect all the Marvel Steelbooks as well. Because I got a good amount of them, but obviously there's been so many of them. I haven't gotten a lot of the early ones. But yeah, I actually did a review on this with my friend, my good friend John from The Real Talk. So I'll probably leave a link in the description if you want to check that out, because he's doing the Road to Infinity War like a lot of people are. Also really good, I think he just put out one for Thor the Dark World. So he's still got a good ways to go, but yeah, definitely check out his channel, and also make sure you check out mine, especially just because I like The Incredible Hulk. And the next one after that, of course, is a David Cronenberg film, Spider, with Ralph Fiennes. This film is really psychological thriller kind of movie. It's not for everybody, but I really enjoyed it. It's kind of one of those films that kind of everybody forgets about. It's not one of those highly acclaimed films that everybody remembers. It came out in early 2000s. It was just one of those films I was just being kind of a hipster about and looking for obscure films that directors have done back in the day that nobody really cared about. and this interested me, and I found it at one of the thrift stores. The last 3 films in my Blu-ray haul are all, steelbooks. I know, shocking, but they're also films I've reviewed on my channel in the past, so I'll probably leave some type of link in the description for them. First one up is obviously the Steelbook for Thor Ragnarok. Actually one of my favorite of the Marvel Steelbooks that I own, just because it looks so cool. I had a lot of fun with this movie. I really liked Taika Waititi's take on Thor. It was like very different, because I was really hesitant going from Thor to Dark World, which I really didn't enjoy that much. I didn't really watch anything with Taika Waititi until after this movie, because I was like, he's actually a pretty funny guy. So I ended up watching, that What We Do in the Shadows and all those movies. I'm actually really excited to see what he does after this, just because he has all the buzz in the world now. Everybody knows who he is. But yeah, this is a really good film. This is definitely up there in the MCU, especially recent MCU films. Then we have the Steelbook for the very fan-divided film Justice League. Not a really big fan of the Steelbook for this, even though I really like Jim Lee's, artwork style. But yeah, I mean, this is one of those films that obviously either you actually enjoy it or or you don't like it at all. Because I mean, it's one of those. I actually ended up liking it. I didn't think it was amazing or anything, but I actually did like it. But yeah, I haven't rewatched it yet. Actually, weirdly enough, I need to do that sometime soon. And last but not least, we have one of the films from 2017 I was really surprised I actually really enjoyed, and that is Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. Really like the Steelbook, by the way, because obviously I collect Steelbooks, and I have a Steelbook for the original Jumanji, so of course I had to get the Steelbook for this as well. But yeah, I really was not expecting this film to be as good as it actually ended up being. I don't think anybody did, really. The Rock, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Karen Gillan, all them are in this. This film right here was, the 5th highest grossing film of the year? It was, made almost $1 billion. I don't think anyone going into this beforehand thought this was going to make even close to $1 billion, yet it somehow did, just because, The Rock, Kevin Hart, and all them actually are pretty big box office draws. Speaking of The Rock, I mean, Rampage comes out next couple of weeks from now. I was going to say next month, but I mean, it's the end of March. But yeah, I guess we'll see how good Rampage does. I mean, I'm sure it'll do well, box office-wise at least. But I don't know how well it'll do critically. Yeah, that was my entire Blu-ray haul for the month of March. I am going to get Star Wars The Last Jedi Steelbook as well. I just haven't been, to Best Buy last week or so. And they don't sell out. Star Wars Steelbooks aren't really as limited as other Steelbooks, whereas, Thor Ragnarok Steelbook, it was gone, the day of, whereas, Star Wars, they pump those things out. They're, in those stores for months. But yeah, so thank you for checking out my Blu-ray haul. I mean, feel free to stick around and check out any of my other movie reviews if you're a fan of films. Also, if you liked what you saw, feel free to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and until the next time, I'll see you guys later.